Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ride with Lance, and today we're going to talk about an e-bike rack. So you may have gotten your nice e-bikes, but you want to ride somewhere other than your neighborhood. You might want to take it on a trip or go somewhere further away that's just too far to ride, and you want to get an e-bike rack to carry these heavy bikes around. So I'm going to show you how I do it on this Hollywood rack. I am using the Hollywood rack for this, but there's many companies that make e-bike racks, probably just as well. So let's get right into how you load one of these heavy e-bikes on an e-bike rack. First off, let's get this rack mounted onto the truck. Now this rack weighs I'm going to say anywhere between 50 and 75 pounds. And it goes on a 2-inch hitch. Okay, and from here, we're going to bring this down, lock it in place, tighten this down, pulls it into the hitch. There we go. That's what it looks like before you put a bike on it. So let's go ahead and get it ready for the bikes. We have the wheel straps. Get those into position. Going to leave this down until we get the first bike on this side. So let's get a bike ready to be mounted. So the first thing you want to do before you mount it too is make sure you pull the battery out. You don't want to ride or mount this with a battery in it. It's recommended that you don't put a battery in your bike while it's on a rack and you're driving. It also will reduce about 7 to 10 pounds that you don't have to lift up onto this rack. So let's go ahead and put it on the rack now. So now you're ready to put your bike up onto the rack. Now here's a tip. Instead of trying to pick up this entire bike up, because you can see there it's a good almost 2.5 feet that I'd have to lift this entire bike up to get it up on the rack. Now your car may be smaller and lower to the ground, which would be even better for you, but here's a trick. Just do it this way. Instead of trying to lift the entire bike up, just make sure your pedal is in the right position you want it. Hold your back brake and pop a wheelie. And then just put that front wheel up there, roll it into place, and now you only have to pick up the back end. And that is a lot easier than trying to pick up the entire bike. So let's go ahead and get this mounted the way it's supposed to be, and then we'll do my wife's bike so you can see how it's done with 2 bikes. So we're gonna bring this bar up, lock it in place, right? And then you're gonna take this bar, these come with the racks, and that goes down and just hooks right over the top of the frame. There you go, now that's in place. Now the last thing you wanna do is, of course, you wanna lock this, and it is do the wheel straps. Just in case there's a lot of bouncing, these wheels don't bounce up and come out for some reason. And these straps just simply go over the rim and hook down there, front and back. All right. Now this bike is ready to go. The other thing you want to make sure of is any accessories you have, you want to make sure they're secure. If you have something like this, you want to make sure it zips shut. If you have a water bottle holder like I have here, I just make sure the water bottle's not in it. But this bike is good to go, so now let's do Katrina's bike. Okay, with Katrina's bike, it's a little different because she has a step through, so she has to use this smaller hook, but it's got to be able to hook onto something like it does on this. It's got this crossbar here that this hooks onto. That's where this comes in play. This is creating your own crossbar. And again, this is something that I got along from Hollywood Racks when I bought this because I knew I'd need it or I couldn't mount Katrina's bike. So this just goes on up here like that, and then along the seat stem and like that. And now you've got your basically artificial crossbar that this can now secure onto when I put it on. So let's go ahead and put Katrina's bike on. So you will notice that I'm setting it up so it is the opposite of my bike. So my bike's got the handlebars here. Her handlebars are going to be on that side so they don't hit each other or interfere with anything. So again, I'm going to get hers into place where I want it, and then just do the old Papa Wheelie thing again. Get it up there, get it in like that, and then just lift it up like that. Grab the hook, put it in place, and I'm going to make sure I lock it. And now what I got to do is just the wheel straps. And then I'm going to make sure that nothing on here will fly off when we're driving, that this is secure, and they're ready to go. And that's it. So if you're wondering how these work, there you go, I showed you. And they're great. They're easy. Once you get the system down, they're easy, and then you'll find yourself traveling to a lot further places away that you can enjoy your e-bike. So that's all I've got on this video for this. So enjoy your ride, and I will see you on the next how-to video.